Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. And a very good day I bid to all presenters, participants and audiences. My name is Izzati HAZWANI binti KASHFI. I am student for Masters of Arabic Studies from University Sultan Zainal Abidin. And as for today, I am going to be presenting under the title of my paperwork, which is Cabaran dan Permasalahan Pembelajaran Murid B40 di Sekolah Rendah di Malaysia, or we could also say challenges and problems of learning faced by B40 students at primary schools in Malaysia. First of all, education in Malaysia plays such a vital part in building an advanced and progressive country. And through education, ideologies, thought, and identity are shaped in driving social, cultural and economic development for the sake of our country. So Malaysia's education system had gone through a series of various transformations and has a very long history. So despite all of the successes and achievements gained by Malaysia's education system, undoubtedly there are still some issues and challenges in advancing educational excellences. So here is some of the news that had included some of the challenges and issues that had been faced in our education system, which include B40's education. A lot of this involves about B40's communities dropping out from schools. Now, what's a B40s? In the social system of Malaysians, there are diversity in terms of race, ethnicity, religion, and also socioeconomic background. So in Malaysia, socioeconomic background are decided by the amount of household income and expenditure. So the household income is the usual and certain income received by all household members from sources of income during the reference period of 1 year. There are three groups that had been divided based on socioeconomic background, which is T20, M40, and B40. T20 is the highest income group in Malaysia. And then next is M40. So M40 is the middle income group. Now B40. So B40 or bottom 40 is the definition used to refer to the lowest income group in Malaysia. 40% of the population in Malaysia comprises of the B40 population with an average household income below than 4,850 ringgit. Regarding this research, we're going to focus on the challenges and the problems faced by B40 students in primary schools. So right now, B40 students is a term that is used to describe a group of students which came from family with income group below the minimum monthly wage in Malaysia. This also includes children from urban, rural or suburban poor families or settlements, children living in remote areas, children with special educational needs, indigenous and undocumented children, children living in farms, and refugees, also included in B40's communities in Malaysia. So we see here B40 students are often linked to various problems in learning, which leads to a bigger issue, dropping out of school among B40 students in Malaysia. This limits them from having the opportunity to a better access and quality towards education. So one of the challenges or problems of learning faced by B40 students are low level of proficiency in reading and writing skills. Then, low level of school attendance, unsatisfactory participation in activities causes delays and dropping out in learning, and loss of concentration and motivation to proceed learning. Within that, there are a number of significant factors that contribute to B40 students' learning problems. So these factors need to be looked out throughoutly, so that we can find the main cause and reasons. We have three main factors which contribute the most in B40 students' learning problems. So first of all is family socioeconomic. Undoubtedly, family socioeconomic took up the biggest part in B40's education. Less finances means unable to provide enough money for their children's extra classes or tuition because of this factor. Next main factors is parental involvement and support. When parents are too busy with their works, life, and in earning income, this could lead to discouragement and lack of support and neglect towards their children. And then the third main factor is the student's personality. So students' attitude, interests, motivation, and learning style also affect their progress in learning. They also shown a lot of negative or passive sign or passive attitude toward learning at schools. There are also some additional factors which include poverty cultures, environment, teaching style used by teachers, and finally negative peers influences. The Malaysian school curriculum aims to develop children comprehensively, including intellectual, spiritual, emotional and physical dimensions as contained in the National Education Philosophy or Falsafah Pendidikan Kebangsaan. So in order to build a better future towards B40's education, continuous efforts and interventions need to establish by various parties involved. So within this paperwork presentation, we're going to suggest proposed solutions for learning problems of B40 students in primary schools. The first parties is from B40's parents itself. As a B40's parents, there need to be awareness to be instilled in their mind because they need to understand the importance of education for their children. Other than that, they can work on harmonious family relationships, good communication, and provide moral support for their children, right? The next one is from school administrators. First of all, as school administrators, they can encourage the involvement of B40 students in school activities or programs by holding programs related to B40 students, such as motivational programs, identity building camps, rehabilitation classes, and counseling services. Other than that, as a school administrators, they can also build a good relationship with the B40's parents by frequent meetings and discussions. The third one is from teachers. So as a teachers, we can diversify teaching methods which include more creative and interactive approaches towards B40 students. Other than that, we could utilize the use of teaching aids and technology in teaching B40 students to capture more of their focus and intentions. Moreover, from Ministry of Education, they can empowering programs that focus on dealing with B40 students dropout. Other than that, as Ministry of Education can also proceed the assistance and support program for B40 students such as QAM and RMT to nurture their motivations to keep learning at schools. Last but not least, from the side of societies and communities. As a societies and communities, we can working on other initiatives and alternative in education for B40 students, such as additional classes or group learning. We can also do learning at home or homeschooling near our own respective communities. So within that, that's all for today. Thank you very much for your kind attention. Thank you to International Seminar on Al-Quran and Al-Sunnah for giving me this opportunity. And see you next time. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.